Hello, it's BullseyeAUG, and today I'm checking out, or not necessarily checking, I've already played it pretty extensively, but I wanted to make a new character, and I thought so doing I'd go ahead and do a intro video for Neverwinter, a new free-to-play MMO coming to the PlayStation 4. It's been out for several years on the PC already, and they've now released it on console. It officially comes out on the 19th, and I saw it, and honestly, I've kind of wanted to get back into MMOs. I did a little reading on this. It doesn't necessarily get great scores across the board, but I decided to give it a try because I saw that it does have kind of a small scale. And like I said, I've already made one character, got him up to around level 20, and what I mean by small scale is like a 5-person raid, 3-person party for a dungeon. And that actually works out great for me because when you don't have, it's harder when you have large groups like Final Fantasy, WoW, to put time into those games because you have a lot of other people you're depending on. When it's small scale and probably not as time consuming to do the missions in the first place, it's just better, in my opinion, for my schedule. I'm not saying a better game, but just for my schedule. A buddy of mine's picked this up. My sister's got it. Another friend of ours is thinking about getting it. So we've already got enough to do it. And it's one reason I made the choice to buy it. Now, and plus I just had some birthday money to blow. Going through the character creation. As you can see, we got down here at the bottom, you got the Drow, Tiefling, Half-Elf, Halfling, Dwarf, Sun Elf, Wood Elf, Half-Orc, Human, and Dragonborn. Dragonborn's a special one that I did spend some money to get it and figured I'll put, you know what, why not? It looked cool, and it comes with a lot of cool stuff. I wouldn't recommend shelling out that kind of dough, though, unless you started out, get far into it and really like it. One thing I want to point out, first and foremost, I'm not going to go real in-depth into it. It's not a great character creation, so to speak, but this is kind of like off the old-school RPG MMO rule set, so the race you choose does sort of matter, and only in, I guess what I should say, in optimization, anyway. And what I mean by that is you can actually kind of see, it already tells you, in a way, what is a better class because of the armor they're wearing. So let's choose Dragonborn here. You see here it says you receive 5% more healing from spells, grants you 2 to any 2 stats, which is actually really nice. Power and critical. Well, right off the bat, and this is one of the ones I wanted to make anyway, it says Great Weapon Fighter. Okay, so if you come down here to the Wood Elf, first one, Trickster Rogue, because if you look at the stats, 2 dexterity, 2 intelligence and wisdom. That dexterity is a primary role of the rogue. So forth and so on. I don't foresee, there's so many enchantments and all and gear that you get in the game, from what I can see, that you can make whatever choice you want, I'm sure, and be just fine in-game. Only probably elitists would really give you any hard time, but you just want to smack them in the face anyway. But it should be said that it does look like it at least goes towards optimization. So we're going to go with the Dragonborn, get my male Dragonborn going here. Oh, Great Weapon Fighter. Okay, so you see here, there's a Great Weapon Fighter. Your primary ability is Strength. Secondary abilities are Constitution and Dexterity. So I'm going to choose Strength. Last time I made him actually was a little better, so let's re-roll the scores. 20 Strength, 13 Dexterity, 2... I don't want it to do... Ah, here we go. This is the one I want right here. It'll give me plus 2 dex and plus 2 strength on top of a score for that anyway. Let's continue on. Now, last time I like this guy with the rocky head. Hide the armor, get up here. Yeah, that to me looks cooler. The rocky dragon going on. Okay, I don't really want to mess with anything. I'll make him to mess with him too much. Let's make him look like he's got a little goatee going on there. And eyes. Normal. Change the color to... Yeah. Or do we want to go red? Nah, he looks evil. That's a good one right there. Alright, and we'll come back. Ah, it undid my... Ah! No, I'm a noob. Okay. Accept. Eyes, color. Accept. How am I accidentally doing that? That doesn't even make sense. Go slowly down. Body scaling. Let's make him tall. Make him really tall. He's a dragon, so it's gonna be nice and, well, we don't make him too bulky. Let's, right there. Obviously, he should have big feet. All right, that'll work. Well, good wide shoulders. Whoa, that looks ridiculous. Well, I guess we need a... There we go. This guy's wielding a big two-handed sword, so he's gonna be huge. Right there. That's a sweet spot. There we go. He looks mean. He's ready to go. All right. And we'll go with the Tempest. You know what? No. Soon is the mistress of beauty and tender emotion. She is revered by artists, lovers, again. He's going to be a warrior with a lover's heart. All right. Now these, the god you choose, the deity basically, and all that, it says right there that section is for flavor, has no effect on gameplay. So basically these, where you come from and your backstory, just kind of goes down to little titles you get in the beginning. Hey, he's a dragon. Let's see. We'll be from the Dragon Coast, right? You're a former member of the Blue Dawn, a band of pirates who plundered the Dragon Mare. Why not? I like it. And I'll go with my standard MMO name. I always have a Dark Cloud is always usually one of my main. Also go with War Cloud, things like that. Basically everything kind of has a Cloud last name. Yes, you can guess why. Let's confirm that, and we're going to begin our adventure. All right, this is your beginning area that you start in. You get your first 4 levels in this area. I'm going to fast forward through here. If this is nothing really that I need to show you. It just gets you acclimated to the controls and kind of your setups, a few abilities of your class before you get into the city. If you're smart enough to turn on your computer and find this video, you're smart enough to go through here without any kind of aid or anything. So I'm going to stop talking here, and we'll just kind of put this on fast forward and get through this section. And this area is basically just like a little culmination of our start off. What you're going to see here, they're going to add in archers to display the, I guess you could call it, dodge mechanics of the game. You know, certain classes have their own little evasion abilities, and of course some of the tank classes have deflection and things like that. But unlike some other games and MMOs in the past where everything was just gear-based in terms of deflection and your evasion and your mitigation, you just stand there as a tank and take it. This one adds in what some of the more modern things do, where it'll be a red area on the ground that lets you know where the attack is coming. And you can quickly decide, am I going to take the hit as a tank? You probably can with the lower stuff, or am I going to get out of that zone? You know, which is going to be probably more important for your squishy characters. For boss fights, they probably are going to have a dedicated healer and have to take the hit unless it's a super move. But you'll see what I'm talking about. And at the end of this little run is your first little mini boss. Oh, here comes the big man. Of course, our little buddy over there got taken out, and he was a little too anxious. What do you got, big man? What do you got? Just kind of learn the moves a little bit, in and out, in and out. It's nothing too complicated. Overall, the fights are pretty simple. Even leveling up, they don't make it very hard on you starting out, which is kind of nice. Gets you into the game and allows you to get your feet wet. Don't know what in-game is like yet, so I can't speak to that. And let's finish him off with our special ability, L1 square. No, Private Wilfred. What has happened to you?
Should have been more cautious.
You should have been, yep.
I thought of all my friends who died because of her.
As you just thought she would go down easy, huh?
And tell him what happened.
All right, he's dead. Dun dun dun. Neverwinter. Alright, now we'll talk a little bit more about some of the mechanics I do want to point out. Show you, make it easier, maybe for your first time playing. If you decide to play it, it would have helped me if I would have researched it myself. I was kind of fumbling around my first hour or so, not really knowing where to go. Because some of it unlocks as you're playing, that I found out. The game kind of wants you, and this might be something you want to do, it basically wants you to just linearly follow these beginning quests, level up, follow what they're telling you to do, and they kind of reveal to you mounts and pets or companions, if you will, and that's what they're called. Where the auction house is, they kind of reveal that to you themselves going on. But if you want to get a jump start into it, you want to know where it is off the bat, easiest thing to do, come in, L1 and up brings up your map. Now this is the Protector's Enclave. It's where everybody goes to. They basically, what they're doing is, I guess after a while when it fills up, you'll have a different instance. To show you what I'm talking about, let's go over to social here. Pull up my friends. And you have, I have a small friends list right now, but you see where it's like Hall of Justice Vaults number 9, okay? So these two people are obviously playing together, my buddy John Wayne and Luna over there. And it tells you what districts they're going to and all that. And what you can do is, if you're in a different one, you move to their map instance, okay? And then join their groups and all that. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, one of the things you're going to do, if you're starting out the game and you don't want to, on the 19th, you don't want to put any money into it, that's all fine and dandy. What you're going to do, though, if you do buy any of the packs, you'll either get it in the mail, I'll show you where the first mailbox is, or you will need to go to the reward claims agent. And as you can tell, it's pretty close to where you already are. It's right over here. You start off at that little bonfire, and the rewards claim vendor is over here. So if you do buy something like, say, the heirloom pack or something, it's only 20 bucks, and it gives you items all the way up to 55. You're not going to get in the mail. You won't be magically in your inventory. Don't freak out. It's going to be over here. Okay? So, and everything else you need is going to be on the map. Salvage trader, sage's shop, professional vendors, professions vendor, my bad, all things like that. The stables to get a horse. Some of the packs do have a horse. Of course, you can buy the Zen to buy one. You will get a horse as you're going through the main story. Can't remember what quest or level it is, but it does unlock it for you. And so you can wait. Again, you can, from what I can tell, obviously at first glance it looks like a pay-to-win or pay-to-play kind of thing overall, but you don't need it. There is a currency, and sort of like in Warframe where you can do it all yourself, it just takes longer. If you go here, where is it on here? Well, I'll just show you this way. L1 on the left brings up this. We'll go over to riches. You see it has all these different categories of money. Well, right here, astral diamonds, rough astral and astral diamonds. There's different ways to get it. Sometimes you get them as rough, and you're going to read the description. They'll change into astral as you change maps and refine them. But these are what you're going to do. You get them from invoking, which happens at level 10, or through doing dungeons and raids and all. And as you build them up, you can either change them for the currency Zen to buy things off of the market, or you use the diamonds on the auction house to buy things, or even some of the vendors in the game. So there's also other ways you'll get, you can earn keys and get different kind of bars that you can trade. So there's a bunch of different ways, and essentially the real world money just speeds things up. One of the reasons I decided to shell out money on the game is because I do have people I'm playing with that are going to be playing it. And just kind of one of those things, you get some nice benefits, group benefits from the different packs, and I want to take advantage of that. So, but that's the rewards vendor. Everything else kind of lays itself out for you. One important thing to realize is when you have a quest right there, okay, and that arrow sign, that's your active one, and you just follow this sparkly trail to where you need to go, okay? Takes you, so I'm supposed to go talk to Sergeant Knox, and this will take me straight to Sergeant Knox, alright? So he'll be there. You'll go back and forth to him several times throughout the beginning levels. This is where you can start up a guild once you get a couple of people. This is your first mailbox. Now, one thing I want to point out, because this was something that annoyed me, hopefully this will go into the video, the Zen market. So if you come to the Zen market, if you look on here, and I'm not sure if this is going to go away, but you notice this first time buyer's pack, it says it's free. It's not really free. Then it tells you, you will receive this item through in-game mail after transferring at least 500 Zen into your account using ARC. So what you'll have to do is go over to the purchase Zen, click continue. It'll take you to the PlayStation store, and I think it's $5 for 500. I did it, and then the free pack didn't show up because the free pack comes with a nice little dog companion, a few other cool things that make it helpful. What you have to do, I don't know how long it takes normally if you just do it in game, but basically once you get that 500 Zen, log out of your character and then log back in, and it'll be in the mail. That's what I had to do. My sister had to do it as well. So I don't know if it's like a little bug or something, but it's a quick, easy fix. Just log out, log in, okay? And other things I want to point out that'll be helpful as you start. Hold down L1, the chat bubble, that's how you talk, all right? If you want to hook up your keyboard to the PS4, I'm sure you can do that. I've just been using my controller for now. Enter value with square, then you type what you need to do. Now, you are going to have to learn the lingo, so if you're in a guild, /G to talk, okay? If you get on to, if you're looking for group, LFG, trade, blah, 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 blah. You can either spell out the word, then a space, and type what you need to do, or use the shorthand for it. Now, once you change over to it, then it'll stay as that, and you'll keep talking unless you bring it up again and do /S for /shout, or /trade, or zone, or whatever else you need to do. Emotes. So, again, we'll go into the chat. Triangle for menu. Emotes. And there you go. I'm sure you can also learn the commands to just type it in, but it's a quick way to do it right here. Just all your different emotes that you'll need. Okay? And that's just something that took me a little while to find out, and I'm just trying to help you get a little quicker. And of course, L1 left to get to our inventory. Alright? Now, that is going to be one of the annoying things to me. I've read several things online, and I've looked through some of the recipes. Generally, with an MMO tailoring or even leather crafting, you can make satchels and bags for carrying things. You cannot do this in this game. That's going to be one of the limiting things, and it might turn some people off. You do get them through quests, but you don't get very many. So, as you're leveling up, the max level being 70, I think you maybe every, like, at level 10 you get one. If I remember correctly, I got one in a quest. And then I believe somewhere I read that level 30 you get another one. Well, that's still not a whole lot of space. So if you are going to go this route, then you're going to need to make sure that you're constantly selling the junk that you don't need. And it's not too much of an inconvenience, especially once you get your mount, because they usually have someone you can sell your stuff to pretty close to where you're leveling. You just have to stay on top of it and keep a check on it and sell your stuff off so that you don't get that annoying, okay, I need to delete something because I really want this item. Just food for thought. Or you can, otherwise you will have to use real world money or buy one of the add-ons to get extra packs. So just wanted to point that out. And I believe the last thing I need to show you, easiest thing to do, press start and go off these and learn them yourself. Last thing I want to show you for this video, and then I'm going to go do some grinding, is right here with the professions. Now, can't unlock the professions until level 10, but we're going to talk about them real quick. It's a very watered down system for the professions in this game. It's not like in most other MMOs, honestly, where you actually get your tools, go out in the world and collect your resources, come back in town, use an anvil or a thatcher or whatever else you need to do to make your stuff. In this one, it's almost like a mobile game where you're actually, quote-unquote, hire an NPC to do the work for you, and you essentially send them on quests to build things, get resources, and level up. As you level up, you get more recipes, of course. Well, in the beginning, you can only do one task at a time, and to do some of the quests that level you up can take several hours. Now, if you're unlocking certain boxes that you'll get throughout the game. You might randomly get an epic version of those NPCs that make it faster, but it may not, you may not be able to. So that can be the time-consuming part. As you level up, both in the game and your professions, it allows you to do more tasks at one time. So it's a slow build-up that you have to, again, stay on top of. You know, don't let it fall by the wayside. But it also allows you to do all of them at once. So how you get the resources for it, you can either buy them from one of the vendors that you can find in here, or as you're going around, there will be certain boxes and items. And this also relates to the class you choose. Take mine, for instance. Mine automatically has dungeoneering, okay? So I don't need the dungeoneering kit to interact with those objects in the world. What dungeoneering will do is usually like activate a switch that leads to a treasure chest or certain things like that. Then you also have a religion kit, an arcana kit, a thief kit, and I think the other one, the last one, is just nature kit. You'll need to buy those. They do have a tendency to not work. It can break, and then you won't get the object. And that's how you'll get your resources in the world. With that being said, rolling back to what I was talking about, making sure you sell off your objects to make sure that you don't run out of space. Sell everything that you don't need also, so that you have the money to keep those kits up. Otherwise, you won't have the resources for the profession. Okay? That's it for now. Hope I didn't bore you too bad. I'm sorry, but it is an MMO. Some of this information can be a little dull because you're not doing it yourself, but it is more fun once you get into it. Hopefully, get to do some streaming tomorrow. I'm going to try to upload this video tonight, do some streaming tomorrow with this new character, leveling up, grinding, and we may even check out some PvP to see what it's like. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day.